Yeah, we'll take a thumb drive. You have a USB? I would just need do you have a USB to put it on?
Yes.
Okay, if you put it on a USB, you're all set. Then I'll plug it in. You plug it in, and it's all set.
Okay.
We can show it on this computer. So if you want, you don't need a cord. You just need the USB. If you give me the USB. All right. Is it part of the agenda? If it's part of the agenda, then we can find it on the internet. This is the stuff you want, the section, here's the 4 files here. Are those the 4 you'd be showing? Okay. This one? I would have to talk to the LTSC guy, LTC guy. You want me to talk to him and see if he can get on?
Making a lot of noise there. Yeah. Yep. I've never been in the chambers with you guys before. This is my first time in this building. It's lovely. I love city halls. Yes. Yeah. Is it haunted? Well, yeah, probably.
So we have a regular meeting right since the,
Yeah.
it's Wednesday is the forum.
Yes.
Okay, well, can we call the Policy and Government Subcommittee?
Chairperson Doherty? Here. Mr. Conway?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
3 present.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to recognize Ms. Alicia Mellon from the Mass Association of School Committees to lead us through these sections of our policy update that we've been working on for quite a while now. Thank you, Ms. Mellon.
Yes, thank you so much, and I'm thrilled to be in your City Hall chambers this evening. It's lovely here. So I know that you had, Mr. Hall has put together a summary of the section for us. This is section E. This is our support services section. So this is the section that has things like transportation and special education and food services, things like that. So I think it's probably a really good idea if we follow what Mr. Hall has put together, because this is fantastic, and go through the green ones first, because those should be sort of the low-hanging fruit ones, and then concentrate on the ones that we need to concentrate on.
So just a question, if we're going through this document, that's not what we have up on the screen, right?
So no, it is not, but that's the policies themselves. So as we go through each, the policy is on the screen behind you. This is just the recommendations codified into a spreadsheet, which is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Just to explain this, I took her Alicia's packet, went line by line, listed the policy. Just to the right is Alicia's exact recommendation. And then I either said, please approve this. So there's 22 policies that I agree completely with Alicia that they should be adopted. And then there's 2 that are just from Lowell, from the curriculum department at the end. And then the ones in purple, I believe, are excellent. They just have stray typos, and I attached the corrections at the back.
Okay.
Okay. Fantastic. So starting with policy EB, which is the safety program, my recommendation was that they are similar, but if the Lowell version is retained, you should include the language changes and the references. And it looks like Mr. Hall thinks that we should recommend the MASC version, which I am now putting on the screen. Ours is a little bit more high level. We do talk about safety as sort of, this is the introductory statement to this section of safety policies. So are there any questions on this one?
No, we can move on.
So we're going to jump over now to, sorry, I'm scrolling and reading at the same time. Policy EBB, this is the first aid policy. Our model policy was updated in 2022. Yours is significantly older than that. And we have removed numbers 3 and 5 from your list, which are no young children will be sent home alone, which that is not in our policy, but it is practice. And then number 5 is, on your version, is the teachers or staff members to whom a child is responsible will make out an official report form. That would be procedural, so that's why we've removed that from the policy. We also expand that last one, number 6. So in our version, number 6 says, well, it's actually number 5 in our version. All accidents to staff and students will be reported as soon as possible to the superintendent, and if the superintendent deems appropriate, to the school committee. So it expands the notification. The superintendent should always know about everything, but the school committee doesn't necessarily need to know about every small thing. They just need to know about the major things. So any questions on that one? No. Excellent. So next up is emergency plans. This is another one where ours was updated in 2022, and it consolidates the multiple emergency topics into one policy. You'll find later on that there are other policies that you have that separate potential emergency topics. We put them all in one place. We also expand the emergency personnel to include fire, EMS, and police, and any other additional agencies that may be needed. So any questions on E, B, C?
No. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So the next one is your first one that pulls out some of the safety emergency plans that you might have. This one separates out fire drills. You have just decided that you prefer the MASC version of emergency plans. So we can actually remove fire drills and the next one, bomb threats, because those are covered in the one omnibus policy. So EBCB and EBCC-R are recommended for removal. Any questions on those? Okay. We're actually, let me scroll. EB, we're jumping over the emergency closings, and we're going to go to the -R after that. Emergency closings, the overall policy, the policy should always be, oh, yes.
On 1 second, I
Yeah.
just wanted to address Mr. Conway's question.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this sheet here, I'm sorry. So, these have been pulled out of what you're reading right now, is that correct?
Yes, what I have up on the screen is the entire policy manual. What I'm doing with this is I've taken Mr. Hall's document and we're talking about the green policies only. The ones that are very clear, straightforward, either you don't need it or ours is far more up to date and you need to bring yourself in line with MGLs or best practices.
Well, could I make a motion then to accept the policies that are highlighted in the green?
If you
And
want to do that,
accept-
if you.
And accept those in the purple with the changes? Is that possible?
So, let me see. You can definitely accept all of the green policies that are listed there as notated by both myself and Mr. Hall. If you want to do that, you can do that in one motion.
Yeah,
Okay.
motion.
Okay?
Motion by Mr. Conway. Motion by Mr. Conway to accept all the green recommended ones that were to follow the MASC updated policy,
Okay.
and the purple ones that just had minor changes in
Edits,
terms of typographical edits, things like that.
Okay, fantastic.
And second by Mr. Rossi. Do we actually vote on that? All vote on
Now
that?
you have to vote on it. You made a motion.
Chairperson Doherty,
Yes?
Mr. Conway,
Yes,
Mr. Rossi.
Yes.
3 yeas.
Fantastic. So, thank you. And I admit I was a little bit confused as to how exactly we were going to move forward through this, because we did start doing this process last time, and we did it on the fly, like in process. So I really do appreciate that this is how Mr. Hall has put this list together. So if that's the case, then we're going to jump to the policies that are not in colors and talk specifically about those. So,
Building and grounds maintenance.
yep, I'm going to scroll back up. Nope, I'm going to scroll down. Buildings and grounds, security cameras? Oh, that's cancellation. Hold on 1 second.
So, Dr. Hall, those, the ones that are in black in your document?
Yes, I believe the ones that have no italics and just plain.
So they're not green, they're not purple, but the only thing is if it included the numbers, that would help, just to correspond with the numbers of her original document. Just going forward, I think that would be helpful, because now we're going to be referring to only the ones that are not purple or green, because there was some discussion maybe that was
The
needed.
culture of continuous improvement, I'll do that next, but I have no doubt we're in the top
So
percent.
this was
right
an
now,
excellent
anyway,
idea,
top
thank you.
1%.
So I think what I should do then is so I usually give you guys the analysis, which is all of my recommendations, in a Word document. Instead, I'll send it to you in a spreadsheet with the letters for the policies, and my recommendation, and then you can just fill in the other half of the spreadsheet, and that's what we'll work with going
The
forward.
problem was the PDF originally I got from Alicia was numbered, so I had to take those out because the packet wasn't numbered online.
Oh,
Oh, weird.
So it would have been a line for you.
Okay.
It would have said go to page, whatever.
but, I mean, it's an excellent step forward.
Yes.
I don't mean to be critical. I think that we're
No, I think
really,
it's fantastic.
finally, after maybe a year of doing this, we're getting it down to a system. But, okay, so let's try to get through this section.
Yes.
Where do we need to
So-
look at next?
First one up is ECB, that is Buildings and Grounds Management. My note is that this is procedural and partially covered by EC, which you had previously approved. And then the committee should discuss, but it looks like the recommendation from the administration is to strike it. Because it is covered partially by EBC. So thoughts on that one?
Well, I think it's not a clear green or purple, so I wonder if Dr. Hall had some concerns.
Yeah, sure. We are in agreement, so Alicia stated that it's procedural and also covered by another policy, so I agree that you should strike it.
Okay. Any other concerns about this? It's procedural and partially covered in other policy. All right, so ECB becomes a strike, remove.
All right, I'm writing down these letters as we go so that we know at the end.
Okay,
And that's the same as the next one, conservation of energy, same theory by both sides.
Yes. The only concern I would have, and I think it's ameliorated by the fact that this is from 1973, is if you have a policy that is a policy about green behaviors, about conservation behaviors, sometimes if you got a grant that required you to have a policy, we would want to hold off on removing it, but this is 1973. I'm going to guess there wasn't a grant attached to that, so I think we're good there.
right, it was a long time ago. All right, so conservation of energy, ECF, is also being removed.
Student transportation. So the next one up is walkers and riders. The MASC version is definitely more streamlined than yours. I would also suggest that in the MASC version, which sometimes confuses people, and it does look like the administrator's recommendation is to keep the current Lowell policy, but I do want to call attention to additionally, the committee will provide, that should only be, that's placeholder language. You should fill in what you do, not what is in the placeholder language. The field directors have discussed that, and we think the note at the bottom is not strong enough that really is placeholder language. So going back to your version, and it looks like,
So I guess my concern on this, Alicia, is sometimes as part of the budget process and due to the supply of drivers, the committee has to make decisions every year on what the mileage is, and we have a very intricate zone policy where sometimes children have exceptions. I think if you adopt the policy, it's going to create a lot of collateral issues. So in the key, if it's got underlines, that's just a highlight. You potentially may be creating a lot of collateral issues because of Lowell's uniqueness.
so here's what I would recommend for this policy then. I know that you have a note here from your transportation director, and rather than get hung up on the details, let's pull this one and set it aside and bring it back the next time we talk, the next time we meet. I just want to make sure that, oh, excuse me. I just want to make sure that any of the numbers you have in your policy align with the current MGLs, because there are MGLs that do talk about distances through a uniform, reasonable, measurable way. It's not as the crow flies, it's, roads, et cetera. So I think we should pull this one, hold it for next time.
Okay,
So not make any changes to it right now, and let's review it.
Next one, student transportation and private vehicles.
student transportation in private vehicles.
Yep. So this is, we have added to this one, number 4. It is also of note that there are some districts that, sorry, I'm still scrolling. There are some districts that do not have this policy at all because they simply do not allow it. This is not carpooling for parents. This is specifically if a staff member were to drive students somewhere, that's what this policy would cover,
So
in their private vehicle.
my concern on this could potentially hamper transportation in emergencies or other situations. Many people in Lowell have 20, 40 policies and not the 100, 300 policy, and I don't think we want to create a system where we're slowing down or creating inefficiencies by making people that are willing to do this get larger policies. Conversely, you may believe you want that sort of coverage, but I don't think we need to specify it, or you could say the superintendent can ultimately provide exceptions.
So there is in that number 1 right up there, the activity has the approval of the superintendent of schools. That is already in your policy that you currently have. So my only suggestion would be that the number 4 is added, because we want to make sure anyone who has supervision of the kids has a CORI in place, CORI and/or a background check in accordance with the Mass General laws. We have not specified that there, only because sometimes they change. I think you're covered by that number 1 saying that your superintendent has to approve it. Do you think the language needs to be
So
stronger?
that would just be towards the activity itself, not the.
Okay.
Not the differentiation in the policy levels.
So at this point, do you have another recommendation, or do you want to hold it and
I think
go
you
back
should-
to
I
it?
think you should hold it and
Okay.
then look at
Okay.
it further.
So we're going to hold the EEAG, student transportation and private vehicles. I think that if we're looking for something other than what MASC is recommending, we should have the language and how you want to see it for the next meeting.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Okay, so EEAG, this is motor vehicle idling on school grounds. This is one where we recommend it. It is MASC only, you don't have it, but this is straight out of the MGLs. Yes, I do see that we need to add Lowell to those places, and there's apparently a crazy typo where it says ought her. That's strange. So I do also know you're concerned about the signage coming at a cost. There is somewhere where you can get that signage for free from the state. I will make a note that I should find that link and start providing it to the committees, but you can get free signage for that.
Okay, so you don't have that right now. We're going to hold off, because this is not something we have.
So no. I'm not recommending you hold off on the policy. Definitely adopt the policy, but the policy says you should have signage. You don't have to put the signage up tomorrow morning. There are places where you can get the signage for free. This is a Mass General law regarding idling around school buildings, so it is one of those policies that you should have in place. But I can provide you with, and I'm trying to remember where exactly it is. I will email you guys. There is an organization within the state that will provide the signage to you for free.
Okay, so we're recommending to adopt the MASC version because it's a law in Mass.
Yes,
And then you'll get us more information about signs.
yes. Oh, sorry, yes, that's it keeps sliding down, EEAJ.
Yeah, you did say G, but I knew it was EEAG.
Did I? I'm so sorry. G was the one before it. Yeah. The letters get all kind of squished together here. Okay, so the next one here is EFD. This is the School Nutrition Program Charge Policy. This is hand in hand with the universal free lunches policy that was passed shortly after the state legislature adopted that. This policy is honestly only needed if you're going to do additional charges. There are some districts, mine, for example, does not charge even for an extra slice of pizza or a cookie or whatever. So we don't necessarily need this policy. If you're not charging for additional a la carte items beyond the free one meal, you don't necessarily need to have this policy.
So I highlighted this for the committee because it rightfully asked for a report about 6 months ago about whether we could use a revolving account to pay for extra meals because the kids wouldn't have the means to pay for it. The opinion we got back was that we couldn't use the revolving account for that and would have to come out of your budget. So I was concerned that you may not want to adopt this and say you'll charge kids, because that would create a situation where some kids can't afford to pay for the extra meal.
I guess I'm confused. I thought we need it so that we cannot charge kids if they want to get a
Nope.
second piece of pizza.
That's one of the ones up above that says that the free and reduced price food services
Right.
is actually being replaced, your free and reduced price food services, which is EFC, is being replaced by our EFC, which is Universal Free School Meals. That covers students when they go in for the full meal at any meal period that you serve. If you happen to serve a snack, that would be that too. What the charge policy is if a child wanted a second slice of pizza, an additional meal, a dessert that was not part of the original meal, if you wanted to charge for that, and a lot of districts don't, you would want to have this policy. So if you're not charging for any food at all, You don't need to adopt this policy right now.
Yeah, I would not want to charge for it, so I don't understand.
Okay.
There's a problem with that? You can't
So
take it
I-
from the
yeah, this-
revolving
I don't
account?
think you would want this policy. That's why I underlined it, because
Right.
we
Okay.
create a system where we're collecting and then
No,
we're-
I totally misunderstood what you said. I thought you said we can't not charge because we couldn't have.
This
I
was
do
like-
not want to charge kids if they
Nope.
want an extra piece.
Then you
of
don't need
pizza
it.
Or an extra milk or whatever, so. We're
We are striking
striking
that one.
EFBA, School Nutrition Program Charge Policy, right?
No, EFT.
School nutrition program charge policy.
Yes. E,
FD.
F,
D, got it,
that
okay.
Neppen coding, man.
We're striking EFD,
Yes. Well, you're just not adopting it.
right.
You don't have it
Because we
now.
don't want to charge kids if they, I mean, and that's been an issue that the middle schoolers sometimes feel like they're not getting enough food if they want to get another milk or whatever. We don't want to charge for it. Okay,
So that goes through all the ones that you were involved. I think you might have already approved the ones in green, the one the curriculum.
Yep.
Office proposed for,
Yep.
Oak Ed.
So the three that you want to add would be ECB, ECF, and EEAJ. Sure. Hold on one second. I'm going all the way back up to the top of this document.
is it on this sheet?
Are you making this in the form of a motion?
Yes, we need to do
So
that.
can you repeat the full motion?
Okay, so you're going to move to send to the full committee for a first read. ECB, hold on one second, let me get you the title. Buildings and Ground Maintenance. Why does this keep scrolling? Sorry, what? Okay, it's going crazy. Sorry. Okay, the next one is ECF, Conservation of Energy. It keeps moving, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with this mouse.
No, I can probably give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you looking to send everything in green to the full committee?
Yes, everything
Okay.
in green, everything in purple, and, hold on one second.
All right, I don't have the numbers for the purple.
Okay. So ECB, ECF, EEAJ. And I will remove EFD from the marked up copy for you. You're not making any changes to the other two, so you don't need to include that in the motion right now. We're just going to leave them as is and review them later.
Right.
So you're good. That's your motion.
Okay.
So that's your motion sent to the full committee, policies ECB, ECF, EEAJ, and remove EFD.
Yep.
What was the last one? Remove what?
EFD.
Okay, and that motion by Mr. Conway, seconded by Ms. Del Rossi. Roll call, please.
Chairperson Doherty?
Yes.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Del Rossi?
Yes.
3 yeas.
Excellent.
And that's section E.
So we've already done section G. So the next section we would do, the next section we would actually do is there are 3 very small sections, F, H, and L. So we'll put the 3 of those sections together and get those done. That will be what I send the policy subcommittee next. And then after that, we will do, we'll start with I, J, and K, which are instruction, students, and community relations. Because remember, we did G in the very beginning, that was the
Yes.
personnel section.
Right.
So we have 3 small sections and 3 large sections left.
So we have more time, but we don't have any more to review.
Yeah, you're
So we
good.
have really cut the process in half.
Yes, this was fantastic. Thank you guys for suggesting. I might start doing this with my other committees. Yes, that was fantastic. So the next time we meet, we'll do F, H, and L, and we might be able to start on I as well. But I'm going to merge F, H, and L and I and get those to you shortly.
Okay, so we can be more ambitious about what
Yeah.
we cover at the next meeting. And we'll poll for your availability
Yes.
in November, because I know,
Yes, and so I will tell you that my availability through the end of October and the beginning of November is very tight because I do have 2 superintendent searches and our conference happening. So depending on when it is, we may even want to try and do a remote meeting. There are some days that I could be able to do a remote meeting. That way, if I don't have to travel, I can do it and then move into the next round of evening interviews and things like that, so.
how does like a Wednesday at 5:30 work for you?
Wednesday at 5:30 is usually pretty good.
Okay, because this is very convenient for us, we're already out.
And then if we wanted to do it virtually, to fit it in before, and have you come.
Yes.
I don't know, Ms. Del Rossi, did you have some questions?
Yes, I do have a few questions because it seems like when we've been getting certain questions from emails of staff and so
Sure.
forth. And so it seems like last time this kind of arose that it all pointed back to policy. And so I just wanted to clarify, I don't know if we've already gone through the licensure for social workers for.
No, that would have been in section G.
Yeah, I thought that.
So I'm not sure that we talked about licensure for social workers, just because not every district has social workers on staff, but every district has teachers. So we talk about teacher certification, professional licensure, professional status in that section.
Okay, so that's not anything that policy would touch, it's something the union would touch.
It's in the job description that's
Yes.
negotiated with the union.
Okay,
And anything that should be in a collective bargaining agreement, job description, or employee handbook does not belong in the policy handbook.
okay. And my next question is, we've also received emails in regards to the superintendent or who, jobs being changed and people moving positions. So I'm just wondering, is there like a blanket statement to say the superintendent makes those decisions that we could all say, look, we don't have control over that? And I
Right.
think people feel like if they email the school committee,
Yeah.
it's a way, and it's really not, because we are only in charge of the superintendent.
Exactly.
Right?
So what we tell people all the time at Charting the Course, which you've all taken, you remember that, is the superintendent has one employer, the committee, and the committee has one employee, the superintendent. The only reason a job change of any kind would come to you for approval outside of the actual cost centers, you're not approving positions in the budget, you're approving the cost centers in the overall. The only reason it would come to you for approval is if you had a brand-new or substantially different job description. So if you had an assistant superintendent in charge of transportation, and you wanted to turn them into an assistant superintendent in charge of curriculum, that is a substantially different job. It would need to come to you for approval. Beyond that, staffing is firmly in the hands of the superintendent.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
And disregard that email I sent too.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys good? Are you you're
I
adjourning?
think we're all set, we could just try to talk amongst ourselves about it, the next date. Do you have your calendar with you?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn
Second.
by Mr. Conway, second by Ms. Del Rossi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay, this is the policy subcommittee. We're only talking about policies. The next meeting. Yes.
Is that 6:30? It's freezing in here.
We should